And there is the entrance to Hiroshima Castle. Getting closer and closer to the Hiroshima Castle. And there it is in all its glory. That was one heck of a climb to get to the highest deck of Hiroshima Castle. I came up here primarily for one reason. One also finds an A-bombed willow tree that's barely hanging on 70 years later. The bus station is located on the 3rd floor of the Hiroshima Sogo department store. Let's go. Of Hiroshima Castle. Biggest moat I've seen. That's what you call protection, at least in the medieval age. And the size of the moat is revealed in this diagram. Huge, huge. The still waters of the moat offer some interesting reflections. Especially this one here. And there is the entrance to Hiroshima Castle, which is probably where I will stop, considering the price of entry. An amazing plaque here identifies a eucalyptus tree that survived the A-bomb explosion, approximately less than a kilometer from the hypocenter. Standing today. It's one tough tree. Good for you, buddy. Wow. Same information there. Standing tall today, albeit with the help of supports, and why not? If any tree deserves support, it's this one that stood here on August 6th, 1945. And survived that particular inferno. And there it stands in all its glory in downtown Hiroshima. Downtown being just in that direction. Unfortunately, there's no admission at the gate, so I'm obliged to walk to the castle. I've been doing a lot of walking today, but I just can't stop till I get to a point where I can go no more. This map reveals exactly how huge this complex is, this castle complex is. I'm still way down here at the lower part of the main compound. Long way to go, but I trust I won't be able to go much further without paying admission. The question in my mind arises, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Tuesday. How can this number of people find the time to collectively get together and sing in a park? Seem to be of varied ages, so they're not retired people. Some of them are. It really boggles the mind as to how that's possible. I can't see that happening in Canada. It's just an impossibility. Upon closer inspections, most of them appear to be of retirement age. So maybe it's some golden agers getting together for a spring picnic under the cherry blossoms. I'll stick with that theory. Getting closer and closer to the Hiroshima Castle. And there it is in all its glory. Wow, and the view off to the left is as impressive as the castle. Typical Japanese castle architecture. The most famous castle in Japan is in Himeji, town I passed through, but the castle is under wraps due to renovations. And as I said, to the left, it's excuse the expression, but it's a hell of a view. It's a hell of a view, especially at this time of year right now. Wow. I can see why the Japanese get excited over their cherry blossoms. At Hiroshima Castle in downtown Hiroshima. It really is not that far from downtown. Reflections. I just spoke with about 6 young tourists from France, and I posed the question which they preferred better, the Shinkansen, the bullet train here in Japan, or the TGV, the train à grande vitesse, the high-speed train in France. And they all in unison replied Shinkansen for several reasons. It's bigger, it's wider, it's more comfortable, it runs on time, and it's clean, and it's faster. I don't know about the faster part though. That's the only thing I would disagree with. Those are my reflections on the trains and the reflection. More of the exterior of this beautiful castle. Whoops. Lovely day for a picnic. Certainly not cold. Here's a scale model of the castle. Here. And right here is where the center of the atomic blast was, right there. So within a kilometer. Obviously it was flattened. This is a map of the Otagawa River Delta in the mid-16th century. Shows why there are so many rivers in the city. It's part of the delta. This is a photograph of the Himeji Castle that I mentioned earlier. It's the most famous in Japan. It's the town of Himeji is between here and Osaka. And this is the castle, which is presently under wraps because it's being renovated. Himeji. That was one heck of a climb to get to the highest deck of Hiroshima Castle. I came up here primarily for one reason, And that's that I was hoping to get a good view of the memorial. And I see a kilometer is still a long way because the atomic bomb dome, let's see, I'm not even picking it up. Where? Oh yeah, right there, right there, right there. That was pretty well ground zero, right there. So the view is rather disappointing from here, but it is what it is. So if you're coming up here for the view of that particular point, there's no point. And the inside of the castle, since it was completely flattened in that atomic bomb explosion that happened over there, the only thing that was rebuilt really was the exterior. The inside is just modern in the sense of steel girders and just structure to keep the outer shell up, which is commendable, and it was done on private initiative. And that's the view from Hiroshima Castle. At the castle, one also finds an A-bombed willow tree that's barely hanging on 70 years later. Just down from the Hiroshima Castle is a huge shopping complex anchored by a Sogo department store, and the main bus station in Hiroshima is right in this building on the corner. I have not looked at that yet. That's where I'm going next. The bus station is located on the 3rd floor of the Hiroshima Sogo department store. Let's go. Sure enough, on the 3rd floor, as unusual as it may seem of the Sogo department store, is the bus station, bus information, tickets, waiting area, right over here. And out here are the buses and where they go. Now hopefully it's in English. It doesn't appear to be. That is a, oh yeah, there it is, destination. If it's not in English, good luck. But it is in English, so that's all you need. Furthermore, there's more information here, all in Japanese. That's not of much help. And the buses are over here.